Hello everyone, welcome to day 97 of playing chess every day for you. Let's find the game. I'm starting as black this time. d4, so I'll play d5. Queen's Gambit. We'll decline it. I don't want to take, I just want to develop normally here. I can kick the bishop away now. If the bishop goes to g4 though, that would be very annoying. Could develop my knight here. I think c5 looks okay here. Just attacking this pawn. Bishop takes. I'm attacking this twice now. Opponent takes. I can just develop, stopping any queen checks. Then take here with the bishop. If I take, the queen comes in. I can go for a queen trade now. Could go here. Doesn't threaten anything though. This is protected. If I take and the queen takes, and I go here, opponent has no more checks, and the position's good. If I take, the knight can take though, which is a problem. I could go to trade the queen off now. Don't want to move my knight off the square. I'm going for queen trade now. I go here, queen takes, knight takes. You can kick my knight. It's in a bad position. I don't mind going for this queen trade though, but I do lose a knight, so I just have to move the knight in this position. Probably here. Here, if pushes, I could just go here. Threatening to take now. Opponent has this check, but I block. Okay, I misclicked b6 here. So I lose the piece. I actually just misclicked b6 here, instead of putting my knight on c6. Opponent pushes. I'll pin the knight. The threat is to attack the rook. We're playing down the piece now because of my misclick. The queen probably just has to defend the knight now. He defends with the rook. It's a good move. I'll just castle him. Bring my rook to attack the queen. I'll hit the queen. Queen moves. I want to win this pawn. Could just attack this pawn. This is a huge threat though. The knight is pinned at the moment, so he can't play that, but I'll attack the pawn. And also taking here probably gives me this, but it's just a big trade. Just pushes. Bring my rook to this file. The knight is still pinned to the king. Looking to kick my bishop away now. This is a good move. If I go here, my bishop's trapped. But if I go here, can I take here now? Take, take, take. Take, take. Nope. I can just trade this knight off. It's not so good. Has to take with the pawn though. I'm just looking to add more attackers to this. Could take now. But I want to double up here. This move is strong, but I just played g6. My opponent's still up a piece because of my misclick. The bishop comes in now. That just lets me take here. Locks the bishop in. I can force it away though with this move. I really want to play rook to c8. Rook a to c8. Let's see if I go here. Let's calculate now. He's defending this. If I go here, I go here. Takes. Doesn't work. Just have to take this bishop off the board. Could still double up. But this outside pass pawn looks strong now. Looks very strong. I'm just going to pressure this. Rook comes in. I can go here, which threatens this. But if I go here and he takes, this is defended, so not possible. I can push again, but then that loses the pawn because of the queen. Can't take here. Could take here and look to come in. Looks good. Just trying to bring my rook in. If he pushes, I just play this. Have to be careful about back rank problems. Queen move. Protects. Does attack this also. Could take here now, but doesn't do anything. If I double up, I lose the pawn. But if I double up and he takes, and I take. If I double up and he takes, I double up, he takes, I take, knight takes, I take. Queen has to move. It's just not good. Queen e7 looks interesting because if he takes with the queen, I take here. No, that loses my queen. Queen e7, rook takes. I can take here. But then the queen takes, so it's complicated. I could push, but the queen would still take. Rook takes. I take the rook. I have no good ideas here. It's very tough here. I'll just try to double up here on the queen. I'll accept the loss of the pawn. But I have to be very careful because of back rank problems. So he can actually just take here and it's fine. I can't retake. This knight move was good. I did just see that now. Defending this. The knight move also cuts off my queen. I'll just give my king some room. And I can push her, attacking the knight. He takes there. I'll kick the knight away. Knight can go here. Takes my rook. It's a good move. I can take the rook. The knight's still hanging. Don't want to sacrifice my rook here. I can push. There's this check. I can push. Taking here is a threat on the queen, but the queen just goes here. But the knight go. Taking the queen moves here. But then I probably just could push now. Doesn't do much. The knight's attacking this pawn right now. I can't actually defend it. Could sacrifice my rook, but this does not look good. I'll just be down a rook. Taking here doesn't do anything. Pushing, queen takes. I take here. I'm losing this pawn anyway. I think I'll just push and take here. Queen moves up. Good move. Attacking my rook. And the pawn. If my opponent pushes, I take. It's not possible. Queen up looks strong because he attacks this pawn. And if he pushed, I'd take here. Queen up does look quite strong, but I think then he'd take my rooks. Not possible. We're both low on time here. He takes the pawn. Can't take space here. If he takes, I take. Gives me a check. Now this is hanging. This and this is hanging now. If I take here, the knight's in trouble. It's still defended. Could go rook h2 or rook h5 or a4 from white's perspective, attacking this. Just pushes. That looks weak. I can take her. So if pushes, I play here. He hits my queen. But that's not good because I can just go here. I mean, he can force a trade, but it wouldn't actually be a trade because my rook would be defended. My opponent's down on time here. My opponent's still thinking. He can't push b8 because I just take. He actually just queens, so I take. My opponent calculates this check, but my king is safe here. He won my e4 pawn after calculating, but he's just going to push this now. I can bring my queen back. Could also just bring my rook. My opponent has back rank problems, so I can attack the rook here. Defend my queen here. I guess he can just push this pawn now. But moving the rook off the back rank would hang mate. I want to time pressure my opponent here. We went on time. Yeah, we did blunder with the last move of the game, I'm quite sure. No, it wasn't such a blunder. but it was a very weak move. Let's look at this game. We played at a 73 and my opponent was 75.2. We played like an 1150, my opponent like a 1200. We were completely losing this game until at one point we were completely winning. My opponent, oh wow, we missed a huge blunder from my opponent at the end of the game. Starting from the beginning, we don't allow the Queen's Gambit. C5 is book, it's a good move. I should have actually given up my knight here by taking with the bishop, because if he takes my knight, it's mate in one, almost. The king moves, then I go here. But I guess the king can escape. It's not so easy. Here I actually just misclicked b6 instead of putting my knight on c6, which obviously I didn't plan. And we're down a piece in the opening and a pawn. So we're in a worse position from the start of the game. Pushing this pawn is best. Put some pressure on my opponent. Pushing the pawn is okay. It's better to play e4, just taking space away, so I can get my queen in here probably. This was all okay. That's a huge blunder. I come in with the best move. And this is just a huge blunder which loses the game. It loses the queen. If the rook takes, it's checkmate. Because of my opponent's back rank problems. So queen to c2 is actually a huge blunder from my opponent. It's just a free queen. Should have calculated this and should have seen this very easily. But I didn't see it. My opponent takes. I played a completely wrong move. It's a huge miss from me. I should have seen taking the queen wins the game. There's actually a quicker way. I mean, in this position, if we were able to take, let's say my opponent made one move. If we were able to take, it would just be mate in one. But I bring my king in to defend. Here I blundered because my opponent can push. This pushing is strong. Then I play this. My opponent promotes, so it's not a good move. We played a huge mistake here at the end. Luckily my opponent had 2 seconds, and so my opponent didn't take. My opponent took, it's a win for him. So I feel we had a chance to completely win the game with this huge blunder from my opponent near the end. Otherwise we were losing the entire game because of a misclick at the start of the game. Let's find the second game. This time I'm playing as white, so e4. Find another one. Play e4 here. Develop my knight. Go into the Italian. We've seen this many times. We want to keep this bishop on the board, so I'll slide back. If this knight move comes in, we slide our bishop back. And our bishops are cramped, but that's okay. Taking here. Weird move from my opponent. I think I'll just attack the knight here. If takes, I push. I mean, my knight is also attacked, but I'll attack it. Want to take this pawn first. This knight is hanging. Knight goes back. I can tag the bishop here. The bishop can just go back. Just trades. Knight coming in looks good, but I'll do the same. So in this second game I played at a 61.6, my opponent is 79.2. I played like a 950 and my opponent like a 1300. We played a normal Italian game. Everything was good here. This was a mistake because it lets me push and actually just win material here. In this line we're up 2 pawns. I missed pushing. Now this is a huge mistake because it walks into a fork, which I somehow did not see. I completely missed b4 here, which is just a fork because it's defended by the bishop. Instead what I did was I pushed c4. After this move I pushed c4, which just loses a piece. My opponent's much stronger here because my king is just so weak for the rest of the game. I'm not sure why I pushed c4 here. I should have just retaken. My position would be much stronger. And I just allowed my opponent to develop both of his knights and his queen into my position, which is very bad. g3 is the best move here. I should have gone to the corner of the board, which allows me, I guess, to bring my knight in and have some hope of defending. We repeat twice. I should have jumped my knight to c3, looking for knight to e2, defending this, which would be one of my only hopes. And in this position, after this knight jump to e3, e2, which is protected, so I can't take, I didn't want to give up my queen. It was the only move. Giving up the queen is the only move, but there's still checkmate in 20 moves on the board. So instead I just moved my king to h2, which loses to checkmate, which I saw. I knew I had to give up my queen in this position, and I didn't want to play in this position where I'm just completely losing everything. And there's not much I can do. I can't even attack the queen because this bishop's hanging. Could go back, but then the knight just moves away. And I'm doing terribly. So my opponent just developed both of his knights into my position because I missed such an easy fork at the start of the game, which just wins material and is so strong in this position. Best move is probably bishop back. What's the best move for my opponent's bishop b6 defending? It's just not good for my opponent. I'd be up a piece, up a clean piece. Instead I play c4, which just wins my opponent a piece if I don't retake. It's just a terrible position. Blundered in the opening in this game. So that's it for today. 2 games. In the first game, I'm happy with the draw because I misclicked my knight at the start of the game. So we were playing down material the entire game. In this second game, my opening, I completely blundered. by missing such an easy fork. Just a clean fork of pieces in this position, winning material. And so my opponent managed to just develop, bring both his knights into my position, and just had far too much pressure on my king and won the game. 2 games which weren't too great today. 1 draw and 1 loss. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.